talk us through the trial. Harvey Weinstein's already facing 23 years in jail and a much more lengthy jail sentence now.
That's correct. On Tuesday, the jurors go back to determine how long his sentence could potentially be. They could tack on an additional 24 years. He was found guilty out of 7 of the charges. And, you're talking about him as this former big-time Hollywood producer. Rosie, he doesn't feel that way. He still thinks that he has that power, and he will release comments through his publicity team and lawyers from behind bars. He was very critical of the new movie that came out recently about him. It's like he hasn't learned anything. He's an incredibly entitled man. Our governor's wife testified throughout the trial. She was sexually assaulted by Weinstein, and she just spoke about how insulting the entire process was, having to sit there and testify, and how cruel, really truly cruel, his defense team was throughout the process.
What was his demeanor like in the trial?
He's very defiant, Rosie. He's clearly very defiant, and he is irritated that he's in this position. He is, they've already said they're going to appeal this conviction. We know that they're working to appeal the New York conviction. But if you think about it, this is without a doubt a death sentence for Harvey Weinstein.
One of the witnesses had said, Harvey Weinstein forever destroyed a part of me that night. I will never get that back. The sort of unveiling and the unpicking of some of the things that he's done has forever changed the industry. Just remind us of how significant that campaign and that shift's been.
I mean, really, how much the city has changed since the Me Too movement launched. All of the sudden, these really prominent women in Hollywood coming forward saying that, yes, unfortunately, they felt like they had to lay on the casting couch to get further in Hollywood. And that was really the game you had to play. We found out that Brad Pitt actually got into a fierce fight with Harvey Weinstein over his attention and his behavior towards Gwyneth Paltrow, who was his girlfriend at the time. These are very big names that inevitably brought him down, despite the fact that he would tell you he created those stars.
Let's move on very briefly, if we can, Kinsey, to another trial involving A-listers, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. They finally settled their defamation cases against each other. It was very complicated as this all got underway. Just explain to us what happened yesterday.
Rosie, this is something I don't think any of us saw coming. Amber Heard is going to give Johnny Depp $1 million. He's going to accept that basically as a settlement. The court, she technically owes him $15 million. She's going to give him $1 million. He says he's going to donate that to charity. He wants to move on. He wants to move forward. He says Amber Heard can no longer talk about him or discuss him. She's kind of hinted that she doesn't feel that way, and she's going to use this opportunity to pursue activism.